Hello there, beautiful people. Welcome to another episode, and I have a guest on today. And this episode, right, we've been planning this since last year, November.
Long time.
We're supposed to record in December, and we had to move it. Then we said January, then we had to move it. Now we're in March, but I believe everything happens in God's timing. Exactly. So we're here today, and I have an amazing guest on. She's a content creator and influencer. She's been doing this for a long time. She has a whole journey she's going to take us through today. So I'm going to give her the floor for her to introduce herself, but I have on today Shantel Bonsu.
Hey guys. So, first of all, my surname's the Bonsu, girl.
What the heck is it?
It's the Bonsu, like D Bonsu. Like a lot of people think it's Bonsu, but it's actually D Bonsu.
But what do you really?
I don't know where the D came from.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's not funny. What's the
yeah,
name
no,
from? Your
my
parents wanted to
surname.
be tropical.
Yeah, it's my dad. He definitely wanted to be tropical, but yeah. A lot of people, even online, they think my name is Shantel Bonsu, but it is actually the Bonsu.
The Bonsu. My first time hearing that.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. Yeah. Some people mistake me for Congolese Sierra Leone when they realise that it's actually D.
Oh, yeah. So wait, in Congolese, they put D at the beginning of some of their surnames?
Sometimes. Because it's a bit Frenchy.
You might have to ask a bit of your dad. Where's the dad really come
from?
No,
I'm Ghanaian. So I'm definitely fully Ghanaian.
One thing I saw about, in Ghana and Ivory Coast, right, it's like a border.
Yeah.
So he might have lived there a bit, might have gotten, their bit of an influence, through it. Or maybe your grandparents or something.
Maybe.
They might have added it in there, for influence and stuff. But yeah.
Sometimes I feel like he just changed it just for the fun. Because there's nobody else in the family with a surname. It's just
him. Oh no, he wants to be different.
Yeah.
I like your dad. He wants to be different. He said I want to be different.
Literally. But yeah, I'm a YouTuber and I'm actually gonna call myself an influencer rather than a content creator. I am a content creator, but I like to push the influencer narrative because I feel like these days there are a lot of people who want to be influencers more than content creators, but it's almost cringe to be like, oh, I'm an influencer, because people are gonna be like, who are you influencing? What are you influencing? Yeah. So they kind of beat around the bush and everyone just says they're content creators. But I want to be able to influence, inspire, motivate people to see that if I can do it, then they can do it as well. Yeah, I am Ghanaian. I'm 24 and I went to university, but I dropped out. Yeah. But it's working out for me. It is working out for me. Yeah.
You might be asking, why did you drop out?
It was too much. What
was you studying?
I was studying computer science. Yeah, and it was just one module that was difficult for me, but it was more what was happening in my personal life that really pushed me to drop out of university. Just mentally, I wasn't strong enough.
And computer science as well, man.
It's hard.
You need 100% focus.
It is hard.
Yeah, you need to be dedicated for that.
It is a lot, and I enjoy coding. I love designing websites. That is my passion. I do like it a lot. But the nitty gritty, that's not a bit of me. Software engineering, design.
You like more of the visual than the actual numbers and letters.
I don't like that part. Yeah. So
I always tell people that when it comes to creative, right, and the design and all those things, right, there are those who likes the data and analytics. Yeah. There are those who just like the visuals. We just want aesthetics. Yeah. We want it to look cute. Yeah. We want the pinks and the colors and everything to look nice. We don't actually care about the actual nitty gritty. Yeah. And there's two different sides. Yeah. It makes sense.
Exactly that.
So I wanted to start off, right. You already talked about your dad and obviously your name.
Yeah.
But also tell us a bit more about your background. You're Ghanaian. Was you born here? Was you born in Ghana?
No. I was born here. Yeah, I wasn't born in Ghana. Unfortunately, growing up, because I'm from a predominantly white area. I was literally the only black person on my road. And growing up, I actually thought that being African, being Ghanaian, I kind of had to suppress it. So if you had an accent, you'd be laughed at. So you'd never want an accent. So I kind of thought, no, I'm cool. I'm English. But as I've grown up and I've realized, I'm not very cultured. I'm literally a diluted Ghanaian. It is very embarrassing. It is very, very embarrassing. But that's a little bit of my upbringing. I'm a Ghanaian girl, but I was brought up in a predominantly white area. A lot of my family live in the Croydons, the Tottenhams, Southeast London's Camberwell.
Southeast babe.
Technically, I am a Southeast babe, but I'm more towards Kent. I grew up in Bexley Heath.
Okay. So that makes so much. I went to uni in Kent. It makes a lot. So I lived in Chatham in Kent.
Oh no.
And Chatham,
that's the ghetto.
It's the ghetto.
Chatham is the ghetto.
no one take offense, okay? But if you take offense, okay. It's like the ghetto part of the Caucasian society.
Yeah.
That's the best way of putting
Yeah.
it. Yeah. But I think, what's it called? It's another. Oh, it's Maidenhead.
Yeah.
Maidenhead is better. So I used to go to Maidenhead a lot, but it's better. But my was campus was based in Chatham, and it was man. I was glad I was done. Done out of there. That's when I learned how to do my own hair.
Oh wow.
Learned how to do a lot of things because there was no black person I could trust and be like, oh, this auntie or this person, I can really trust them with my hair. And I'm really picky with people I go to with my hair.
That's how I feel.
The black people that I saw that they were doing hair, they were great, but for me, I just didn't have anything in me that was telling me go there. Yeah. So literally, I learned how to do my own hair. I learned to do so many things myself, and I'm glad I did because now I save a lot of money on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how it was. Yeah. So okay, so now let's go into your journey as a influencer. Where did you start?
So do you know what? I actually didn't expect for my life to turn out how it is.
This is like kind of like the episode I just recorded.
Yeah, like I didn't know that this was where life was going to take me. I didn't know God was going to say, this is the route that you need to take, go and take it. Obviously, I went to university, I was studying computer science, and I was just a funny girl. I just did whatever my mind said do. If you told me, go and dance with that random stranger in the middle of the road, I'm going to go and dance with that stranger in the middle of the road. Like, I just do anything that makes me happy. And some of my friends used to tell me, do you know what? Just jump on YouTube. Just talk about everything that you talk about with us. Just do whatever you do. Everything that you do with us, just do it on YouTube. Just see how it goes. So I did it and I started YouTube. It was just for fun. It wasn't anything serious. And the reaction that I got from people was so positive. And I thought, do you know what? Let me take it in. Let me try and do it properly. So I started getting consistent. And then I thought the best way for me to reach people, and I felt like this was how I was really delivering my purpose and how to influence people, motivate them, is to be more relatable.
Okay, yeah.
So there was a period in my life where I had really bad skin, like really, really bad skin, as in I would wake up and I would cry in the mirror because of how bad it was. I didn't want to go anywhere, but this was at a time where I had just been given the role of ACS events officer. So I kind of couldn't hide. So I had to go out barefaced with my skin like this, and I thought, let me use this as a way to inspire others, because I'm sure I'm not the only person with skin like this right now, and it's not the end of the world. I'm not gonna die. You know, God has given me so many days to live. He didn't say that this is where it stops. So I just use that as a way to show people, look guys, even though I was struggling, trust me, it was very hard to wake up, get the camera out with my skin like that and be positive. It was hard, but knowing that there was people commenting saying, oh, like I've been through this too, oh, like you're inspiring me because I don't want to go out with my skin like this makes me feel good. I just thought, okay, this is nice.
Yeah.
So
there's something about just like knowing that you inspire at least even just one person that makes you feel so good.
Yeah,
just know that you made that one person, you know, feel okay in themselves, or you know what to do or what to do next, and it's just like, oh, thank you, Lord. Like, I feel better about myself today. I can sleep better tonight.
100%. And yeah, that's.
So when did you? So how many years ago was it?
It's been 5 years. I started in 2019.
Oh, you've been grinding.
Yeah.
I've
been trying.
You know, most of the times, like for me, I've just been doing it for the past 2 years. I even only started Instagram last year, January. So I've only been 1 year really into it, yeah. So she's been grinding for a long time. Yeah, because I've been seeing you like since like 3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I didn't just find you out last year.
Oh, my God, no
I've been
way.
seeing you. I've been seeing you since like past 3 years, because I used to have Instagram, right? And I deleted it because, again, like I was saying, like I just never could do that in front of the camera, like just not by my thing. So my friends will make me the Instagram. They'll be like, no, you know that friend that you like, you need to post. That was me back then. Yeah. And I'll go there. I'll just look at people, you know, I used to follow you. I follow people.
Oh, God.
And then I'll just, a couple of weeks later, I'll delete the Instagram, because I'm like, I don't want to post anything. What am I going to do? I need to just like follow people.
Yeah.
But literally, that's when I knew you. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's what I'm saying. You've been grinding because I've been seeing it.
Yeah.
And your TikTok and everything. I see all the TikToks and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
It's really, really good. But yeah. You are noticed, you are seen.
Thank you.
Even for like, oh my God.
Sometimes it feels like you're not being seen.
Yeah.
Especially now with like the algorithms and social media. A lot of content creators, influencers, their content isn't being as pushed as it used to be. So sometimes it does feel like, oh, what's the point in doing this?
Yeah, it feels like, does anyone even know me? Or like, does anyone just see my efforts, see what I do?
You know what I mean?
But, yeah.
But then when you do go out, you go into different spaces and you meet people and like, oh, you know, I watch your videos. I love your videos. I've been following you for some time. It makes you feel good and it gives you that
you need that
motivation.
Like when people sometimes try to act like, oh, I don't need anyone to it, and I'm like, no, you're lying. We need it, bruh. Us there in front of the camera, we need it's like one person, you know, just to be like, oh my god, like I see this, or like I see it. It gives, you don't understand why it does so much.
It does a lot
for you, and it gives you like this extra vim to like just continue for the next couple months.
Yeah.
So it's definitely needed.
100.
But yeah, see, sometimes, you know, you when you sleep on the internet, you feel like it just started yesterday because you just found the account out maybe yesterday.
Yeah.
So you think it's just been grinding for a couple months.
Yeah.
But most of the people that you see and stuff like that, they've been doing it for like years. Like, I'm about the Uche story.
Yeah, she's been doing it for 13 years.
I never knew, you know?
I've been following her for ages.
I've been started following her since last year. So I thought, you know, maybe 2, 3, 4 years, maybe.
I've been following her since I was in like secondary school, but it doesn't feel like it's been that long.
She's been doing this since I was a kid. She's been doing this since I was a child.
And she only feels like now is when she's really feeling the benefits.
And I see it when other girls, like even American girls, be like, oh, this girl in the UK, her makeup, and I'm like, oh, that's Uche.
Yeah.
But like, you know, she deserves her flowers.
She does.
And sometimes it takes you a long time for you to get there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she's going through the ups and downs with the roles, thinking like, 100%. Oh God, what's going on? Like, am I ever gonna get my star to shine? Am I ever gonna have my moment?
Yeah.
And I think she did, you know, the Social Fix event. Social Fix plus YouTube did an event.
Okay, yeah.
And I think Wumi presented it. And then her, I believe there's other people as well on there as well, but they were sharing the story. And that's when I heard that she was literally crying sharing it.
Oh yeah.
Literally crying.
I saw a little clip of
it. Yeah. And I was like, oh.
No, honestly, but it's a sign for other creators to see that you need to continue. Yeah. Like, don't stop. Yeah. Yes, you know, you feel like your content isn't being pushed out, but somebody's watching you. There are people watching you. There are people supporting you. You just have to keep the consistency. And if you believe, if you pray about it, you will get there. Yeah. 100%.
Whatever it is you're doing, even, you know, you're doing influencing, content creating, you're doing whatever, podcast, and whatever space you're in within this circle thing, right?
Yeah.
Just keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Don't stop.
No, don't stop it. So through your journey so far, what's some key highlights here, any moments here that you can be like, oh, this has really like shaped me into who I am today, or like this has really helped me to become the person I am today right now in this moment?
That is a good question. I think one thing, and I want a lot of people to learn from this, is to not be too naive in this industry. When I first started off, it was great. You know, I wasn't thinking about money. I wasn't thinking about collaborations. I wasn't thinking about brand partnerships. Nothing like that.
I feel like you're speaking to me right now.
I wasn't thinking about any of that. So when I got my first partnership, I was like, oh, wow, this is exciting. You know, I didn't ask too many questions because I didn't want them to think she's asking too many questions. I don't want to work with her. But it's really important that you do. And then the second thing is that it's really important that you get yourself a contract, because I've lost out on thousands of pounds because I didn't do that. I kind of thought, I didn't really take in how big I am. I didn't take in who I am, the platform that I built. So I allowed people to basically take my money. Yeah. And that's kind of shaped me into a person to realize, do you know who I am? Not in the least.
No, you deserve to say that. Don't try to downplay it. You deserve to say that, because you've been putting in the work. 4 years is not a small year.
Yeah, like, so it's kind of shaped me into a person that's like, do you know who I am? You want to lowball me? Impossible. You can't do that.
I think people like to play on people's naiveness.
Yeah.
They know 100%. You don't know better, so they'll take advantage of it.
100%. And that is something that's really, I would say, top 3 has really shaped me into the person today. Another thing that I would say is actually losing my dad. So I lost my dad 3 years ago. And obviously, I feel like whenever people pass away, everyone says life is too short. Say I love you to people all the time. Say you care, you think about them. But nobody actually goes above to go and do it. Nobody actually goes and says, oh, I love you every single day, or I care about you every single day, or check on people.
No action.
Do you know what I mean? But after losing my dad, I think that saying really did hit me. And it made me realize that I need to appreciate my loved ones more. So I really do try to do that in terms of my relationships, family, everybody. But also, it has showed me to do whatever I want to do. Life is way too short to be thinking about people's opinions, so like in terms of my content, when I put out content, I don't really care if people don't like it. I hope that people would love it,
But you're
but
doing it for you first.
yeah, like it is for me. I enjoy putting out this content, so I'm going to keep doing that.
And if you love it, there's definitely people out there that will love it too.
Exactly.
You find people who are into you.
Exactly. And it makes it easier to do your job. If
Yeah.
you're putting out content that you enjoy making, you're just going to want to keep doing that.
It's true.
And that's how you grow and that's how you build.
It's true. I love that.
Yeah.
That was very wholesome. Very wholesome. I didn't expect those answers, I'm not gonna lie. But that was very wholesome, very heartfelt.
Yeah.
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 I feel like I'm in that space of the branding thing, you know, like I don't care. I have people in my DMs who'll be like, oh, this, and I'm like, oh no, I just want to do my podcast and go home.
Yeah.
And I think I'm kind of realizing that now, like since we stepped into March, I've kind of realizing like, no, you actually do something really great.
Yeah.
Like people actually see what you're doing here. People actually want to be part of it. They want to use you for, you know, what they want to use you for when it comes to, you know, their brands and their things. And it's okay to like, you know, get into that.
Yeah.
Because I'm the kind of person, like, I do things because I love it, not because of money. Like, that's just the kind of person I am.
Yeah.
But we also live in the world where it's okay to make money from what you love.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I'm kind of realizing that. Because the past 2 years, I haven't. My brain has just been, I love this. I just want to do it and just do it and help people. But now it's like, you can do that and still make money from that.
Yeah.
It can still be a livelihood. So that was for me.
Yeah.
The way you just said it was for me.
Yeah. And the fact that you're having people message you about wanting to work with you should tell you that, do you know who you are?
Yeah, because I'm not.
Like,
I've actually
you're
let
that
go
girl.
of some money because I thought, no, let me just do it.
No, you are that girl.
Yeah.
So
Thank you. That was for me. That was for me. Thank you very much for
You're
that.
welcome.
Okay, so I want us to get into the complicity of like this whole being a influencer.
Okay.
You see, we've heard a lot of stories, right? Where it's like, you know, when it comes to our other side, when it comes to Caucasians being influencers and being in the creative space, they get a different type of love. They get different type of content, create brand deals. They get different type of money. It's not to make a lot of money. And then when you speak to like, you know, Black creators, it's a whole different kind of ballgame for them. It's a different struggle. It's different. Even people have been grinding for 13 years.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that they couldn't do because they're Black.
Yeah.
So how has it been for you as a Black creator for the past 4 years?
I always try. I feel like it is really hard. What I'm about to say, I hope nobody gets offended, but it is really hard to step out of knowing that you're a Black creator or that even a Black woman. It is really hard to step out of that because when you go outside, you're automatically thinking, are they treating me like this because I'm Black? Are they doing this or not doing this for me because I'm Black? You always have those thoughts. But at the same time, I think it's really, really important to kind of detach yourself from that. Like, you want to be known for you. You don't want to be known for your skin color. Like, if you're doing something great, I think it's hard, but you really need to try and push for people to say, oh, she's great because she's Shantel.
Yeah.
I don't really like that because she's Shantel, not because she's a Black woman, so I'm not going to support it. She's a Black creator, so I'm not going to support it. So with everything that I do, I try to block out the fact that, okay, maybe I'm not getting my way because I'm Black. Because I feel like when you think like that, it kind of puts you down and it makes you not want to do anything. But if you try and flip it, even though sometimes it may be true, as we know, if you try and flip it and you just say, oh, maybe my content is just not great, and you just use that as motivation to get better, then sometimes it does work out better for you. However, of course, there are some struggles. Like, even, let's give Love Island examples. Dami in India... Oh my gosh. When Dami did what he did to India, everyone wanted to burn him alive.
Yep.
But then you see Sammy and Jess. Sammy, throughout the whole season, Sammy was saying that Jess is not his type. And they went and won Love Island. Like, make it make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Do you know what I mean?
It's not adding up.
It's not. And you know it's because they're white.
Yeah.
And they're black. It's very simple.
And unfortunately, it's just the world that we live in.
It is. And it's sad.
It's really sad.
It is.
Because I've seen some really... I love like finding new talents, finding new artists, new creators, and like they just start maybe with only 100 followers. Yeah. But you're so good at what they do. Yeah. And sometimes you see some people so good at what they do, and then you're like, you see some other people who are, you know, Caucasian, and maybe they have the same followers, and you see them getting all these brands, all these things, and you're like... And it's like,
up here. I feel like with us, our achievements are kind of downplayed. And then when we make mistakes, it is over criticized. It is. It's really bad. Even not just from white people, even black people.
Oh yeah,
We over criticize our people.
we put a lot on our people.
Yeah,
the ones in the limelight, we put a lot on them.
We do. There's
a lot of
no space to
actors
make mistakes.
and actresses that do things, and I'm like, but they're human. Just because they're famous and you've been following them for the past year does not mean that they're not human.
Yeah.
It could be you, it could be your mom, it could be your dad, it could be somebody you know tomorrow. Would you still criticize them the same way you're doing, or would you give them some grace?
You would give.
Sometimes give creators some grace. Okay, the creator who said something on the YouTube that you didn't like, that you're crucifying them on Twitter, they could be your sister. If they were your sister or your brother, you will give them a lot more grace than you're doing. You'll be giving them, oh, don't worry. So do the same thing. Well, even though you don't know them, they could be like your sibling or your family member, your friend. Give people grace. They're growing. Create some people who've been born and they know what they're doing already before. No, they're like the way you're growing maybe in your tech field, you're growing in your beauty field and whatever. They're also growing in their creativity. They're growing the way they speak to people. They're growing the way they show up to they show themselves to the world. Exactly. So they're gonna make mistakes in front of the camera that you make behind the camera.
Yeah.
You make it behind the camera, but because they do in front of the camera, you feel like, oh, they've killed somebody.
Literally.
So give people grace. Give
and
creators
I just feel
grace.
like people who aren't in this industry, you do some crazier things. You're just lucky you're not in front of a camera. A lot of creators, they are constantly having to put their lives, what they get up to on the camera. They're gonna mess up.
Exactly.
That's just how life
is.
Is.
Some bad breakups, some bad relationships that's gonna be on the camera.
It's life.
Like when people, come for like Aaliyah J and like Diarra and so like, Aaliyah J has a very bad rep, like, oh, she's a go-to girl.
Yeah.
No, you've had 4 boyfriends in the past 1 year. She's had only one in the past 1 year and she just broke up publicly. But because you're one, your 4 boyfriends are more private, you think you're better than her. Like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Give it.
So give people grace. Trust me. It's not nice.
But also going back to like how it is as a black creator, what I always try to do is to try and embrace my culture. And I always try to ensure that I'm putting out relatable content to my black people.
Yeah.
And with me saying that, as I was saying before, it's hard to keep yourself in that bubble of just putting out content that is for black people because I'm a black person, because then it puts you in a box. It puts you in a space where your base stops at black people. You don't go any further.
Yeah.
So as much as it is great to post content that is relatable to people who are like you, have the same upbringing, same lives, similar lives, it's also important to branch. Like, it's okay to also want to branch out. So when I do see other black women, other black creators, of course I'm going to support you. Yes, because you're black, but also because I genuinely think your content is great.
Yeah.
You deserve your flowers, your praise and your love, not just because you're black, but because it's actually great.
No.
Yeah, it's actually good. And if I see you as a black creator and I don't think your content is great, I'll tell you how you can improve. Because we need to all be great.
Yes.
All of us need to be at the top.
And some support.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. Thank you very much for that. I hope that people listen. Some people don't listen. Sometimes I see like the way some people come for people on the internet, and it makes me so sad. Man, sometimes it's our own people.
Girl.
And I'm like, bro, but if it was your brother, you won't be doing that.
Girl.
And sometimes I'm like, oh God, if I get into this space, I don't know how I would do it.
Girl.
I don't know how to do, because I put myself in people's shoes, and you're like, if it was me, like, how would I feel right now if I'm an innocent and people just come at me? Sometimes just put yourself in people's shoes.
No,
some you guys act like you're too big for the world.
Honestly.
Put yourself in people's shoes. That's it.
Recently, I've been posting like my gym journey because I want to lose a bit of weight and stuff. I was on TikTok live the other day and somebody came in and was like, oh, I didn't know we were normalizing this. And I was like,
normalizing what?
Normalizing what? No, literally. And do you know what they said? They said obesity. I said, huh? Now, not a lot of things get to me online.
Okay,
like
that one, yeah.
I'm very easygoing, and even after they said that, I just laughed it off because I'm not obese. Yeah. So why would I get upset?
Exactly. Like, if you know that you're not that, you're not gonna be.
Do you know what I mean?
You know what it is, yeah.
So then after, like, I'm continuing the live and stuff, and then I'm talking about equipment that people can use to help with their content and stuff, and I said, oh, like, I have 3-4 stands, so that I always have a camera rolling when I'm shooting some content. And they go, so many stands but not enough salads. And I'm thinking, but why are people like this on the internet? Like, why?
It's so
unprovoked.
What the?
It's terrible.
Nah, man. I'm like, I'll come for somebody. I'm not gonna lie. I'm even going by the sense of I have a mouth.
I just block. It's done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love that button.
Oh yeah.
It's a beautiful
See, I think maybe that's why I haven't really been going on live. That's probably why, because I love live, but I somehow can't get myself to do it as much as maybe I should. Because Because people really... And the thing is, when you go on your page, you won't see nothing.
There's nothing there. The name is Aeroplane 560.
Yeah, and username 12345. And you're like, yeah, you're just a robot. You just say, hey, you just came here to just, you know,
just hate.
project and just go.
Just hate. And I feel like a lot of when people do that towards black creators, because black people, we tend to take so much, and we make it seem like we're all good, and we keep going, keep pushing. For example, Nella Rose, what happened to her when she went on?
I felt for her.
Celebrity,
the celebrity, girl.
She's out, you know, she's doing her thing. She was just in Qatar, like. I feel like then people start thinking we're like rocks. Like, you can keep throwing things at us and we'll be fine. She'll be alright. How much she cried. And she'll be alright.
Yeah, you don't know how much she cried maybe behind the scenes. You don't know what she went through mentally, emotionally. You don't know anything. You just know what she puts out there when she's because she's a bubbly person. She's very funny. You know, she's very outgoing. So you might just see that and you think like every day of her life looks like that. And it's not always like that. Yeah. And sometimes you on the internet contribute to some of these creators like mentally just going downward. It's not from their friends or families, from people that don't even know them. Yeah.
And black women aren't soldiers. Like,
no, we're not.
We are soft too.
We're not.
You know?
I always tell people like, sorry, but I don't hold that belt of the strongest in the room. You know, I can take anything. I'm as delicate as a butterfly.
Honestly.
I am soft and delicate. That's how I was created to be, and that's how I will be. And I remember I said I did a post for like the International Women's Day. Yeah. And I said to women that do not let the world harden you. Don't feel like because you're a black woman or because you're a woman like you have to be like this, because the world is already coming against you like every single angle.
Facts.
Make sure you stay soft, you stay true to who you are. Don't let the world harden you, because they really will. You will start, you know, having trust issues. You will start, you know, not wanting to be around certain people. You start, you know, just closing down opportunities, not going out because of what one person said or two people said. Yeah. And most of the time it's only one person, you know. And because one thing they said, right, you feel like everybody feels the same way. And nah, we're not doing that. Don't allow the world to harden you.
Please don't.
No. Okay, so is there anything like you've gone through, as like a black creator, as an influencer, and you're like, oh my God, like that's shaking you, apart from what you just shared now, anything else that really shook you or like really made you sit up? Like, wait a minute.
There's a lot of things. there's a lot of things. I think the craziest thing is during the period when I had really bad skin.
Okay.
I'll show you a picture. It was really, really bad, and I enjoyed makeup at that time. At that time, I was dipping into the beauty niche, and I was doing makeup, and some pages said, oh, like, I would like to repost you. Can I do that? I love your makeup, blah, blah, blah. And they did. And let me tell you, there was not one positive comment under that post. There was like 500 comments. Yeah, the video got like 1 million views, and there was like 500 comments. Not one positive. People were saying things like, instead of her thinking about makeup, she should be going to a dermatologist. This is disgusting. This is horrible. Like, get her off here. I was thinking,
it's how people forget that, you know, you're human. They really forget that you're human. You're not a robot on the internet speaking.
That's probably something that really made me feel like, oh.
But you're very strong. And you're very resilient.
Yeah.
Because they would have dropped off the internet. You know, lip gloss.
Yeah.
Like, she went off. She said, no, you guys are not about to play me like this. But you said, no, 3 years down, I'm still on it.
Yeah, no, I'm still on it.
You kept it going.
I just muted the post.
That's good. Something just like for your peace of mind.
Yeah.
Block it, take it away.
And I feel like that's what I do with a lot of things. I just block it out. Even aside from content creating in my personal life, if it's not making me feel good, that's it, I'm gone.
Yeah. I always tell people that if you mess with my peace of mind, that's you X'd out real quick. I don't tolerate nonsense.
And I don't explain to you why.
Mess with my peace of mind is gone. I don't care what anyone says, bye-bye.
Yeah. But it did take me a long time to get to that point.
Really?
I used to be a yes girl. I used to be a people pleaser.
I'm not gonna lie. Let me not sugarcoat it. I have gone through my phase of people pleasing. I did go through my phase of people pleasing. Yeah. Thank God for growth.
Thank God for growth.
I love it here. I love being like this.
It's so peaceful.
Yeah.
It is so peaceful.
I went through a lot of bullshit to get here, so. Okay, so that was really good. I want us to get into the mental health sector now. Okay. I know you're really big on that. You did a whole interview with someone. I forgot. Yeah, on your YouTube and everything. Okay, so let's dive into like when it comes to lack of understanding right within our community when it comes to mental and emotional health. How do you think we're doing as a people when it comes to mental and emotional health?
Do you know what? I think as people, We're trying, but it's hard because, especially in the African community, right? A lot of our parents weren't born here; they were born back home. And if you talk to them about mental health, it's what's that? What is that? Some type of
You're not even ready to learn.
Is it like what's mental health?
Stew.
Go and pray about it. Like, is this demons? Let me shake you. Let me wake you. Let me break you.
It's spiritual for them.
And it's obviously a lot of our parents, you know, they have habits that they form, like they're older, so it's going to be very, very hard to teach them about these things. However, in saying that, we have to give them a bit of grace, because growing up, do you think they had time to think about their mental health? All they had time to think about is the food they're going to eat. If they have children, they're going to think about how they're going to look after the children, how they're going to give them a good life, a good education. Like, a lot of our African parents, they are strong on education. That's the main thing that they care about.
That's the foundation.
So they don't have time to be thinking about that. So us as children, as we're getting older, there's a lot of us now, first generation. We know about mental health. So we're trying to change the narrative a little bit. So when we have kids, they have somebody to talk to about mental health. Unfortunately, a lot of us our age, we don't have our parents to talk about mental health too, because they just don't get it. And unfortunately, it's going to be really hard, like I said, to get them to understand that. So the best thing to do is just teach our children about it. But it's good that a lot of us have started to embrace it anyway. Because even, for example, at a lot of people's workplaces, they have mental health day. So you can say to your manager, oh, I'm just taking a mental health day.
Wellness. Is it like a little wellness retreat?
I
think it's 2 days or 3 days.
But I'm pretty sure our parents, they didn't have that when they were working.
They just do it. And most of them as well. If you tell them, they'll be like, I just want my money. Like, let me work out my money. They were like, that's like you said, give our parents grace, because I feel like a lot of them, they moved here for survival. Most of them didn't move here because it was a dream. Some of them was a dream to move abroad, you know, dream, not pastures and all them things. But most of them also, they moved here because they had no choice. This is what they felt like, this is the best I can do for myself. You know, get better. Some of them came here, they continued their school. Some of them, you know, they brought their kids here so the kids can continue their school and things like that. And now we're here. So definitely give them grace. When I see a lot of people sometimes, you know, talk about their parents on online, and it's really bad. And I get it, you know, we've all been through it. Shantel has, I have, where like we've gone through some things, but always give your parents grace, because especially in Africa, in our black community, where they came from, you know, Africa or Caribbeans, they don't know any of these things. They don't. They came up from place where, like, imagine our grandparents, right? Can't look at them and then these the kids that they give birth to, you know. Even in Ghana, you say mental health to a lot of people, they're like, huh? If you go in the streets of Ghana and you ask them, so how's your mental health? They go look at you like, no. What's that? They'll look at you like, they're like, that banku, and they're like, get out there. They'll tell you, go for some food to eat, you'll be fine. If you go to schools and you tell some of these teachers, like, so how do you think your students are doing mentally, emotionally? They'll be like, oh, all they need to just learn more. They'll be fine. Because, again, it's not their fault.
They don't know.
I've had, like, the reason, like, I really got really into, like, mental health and emotional well-being and stuff, especially focus on Africa and Ghana, was because I had started my podcast, right, because I speak about it and everything. I've had people that in universities, like big universities in Ghana, and they message me like, because I don't have anyone to talk to, I want to talk to you, can you please help me through and I'm like, what about your schools? Because here our schools, they have like counselors. One person replied to me and said, I went to my counselor and they hadn't replied back in 3 months.
Wait.
That was my thing. I dropped my phone because the first thing I thought was like, if the person was going to kill themselves, they would have killed themselves by now. Because they was get suicidal. They said 3 months, the counsellor has not replied them. They haven't seen them even on campus. To even be like, oh, by the way, I emailed you, you still haven't replied, nothing. They said the counsellor comes in maybe once every 3 or 4 months. They don't know what else he's doing outside. But they pay the school pays him for that. No. This is the community, the country that our parents grew up in, the community they grew up in.
That's why you need to give them.
Even now in 2024, this is what they're doing there. Imagine back then.
It would have been way worse. You're even lucky that they go 3 months.
That thing is, if they hear you screaming at night, they'll send you to the church. Maybe what if you're having a nightmare or going through some anxiety, a panic attack, they'll send you to the church. So but like you're saying, we are getting there. Even like, you know, some of our moms and our dads now, you know, they go to work, you know, they're learning small. Some of them are on the internet now, you know. Moms have Snapchats and Instagram and things.
They do.
They're watching small videos. Some of them have my mom stays on YouTube. Stays. You go to the house, yeah, my mom, she's by her little chair. That woman, she clicks on YouTube. She's gonna hate me for this. She used to stay on her YouTube for 3 hours, but she watches really good stuff. She watches good stuff. So, that's the things. My dad, TikTok, he's on TikTok, he's sending me things on WhatsApp.
Oh my God.
And some of the things will be about school, will be about mental health. He knows I talk about it.
Yeah.
So he'll be like, these are things you talk about, innit? These are things you talk about. I'm like, yeah, Dad. So you see them trying. They're trying.
Yeah, they're trying.
But it's going to take us with our kids, and the kids will come after to change everything.
Yeah, 100%.
So, and the more we talk about it, like, how we're talking about here, talk about it in the school, talk about it even at home with them, just drop things out. Like my dad, I remember I told him, I gave him like a little mental health audit.
Okay.
And I told him that he ran out, he was like, kind of asking for advice about something he's going through. And I told him that you're having anxiety.
Oh.
I was like, yeah, Dad, you're not having anxiety. There's nothing wrong with you. It's okay. You're having anxiety. He was like, hey? Anxiety, bang. What is that? And I was like, Dad, anxiety is this. It's normal. A lot of people go through it. I go through it sometimes. And you might think you're older than me, so maybe you should know more. I go through it. You're going to go through it. It's part of life. And the reason you're going through it is because this situation is making you feel like this.
Yeah.
So it's a normal reaction. But this is how you can, help yourself. This is how you make sure that it doesn't go above. Because this is how people go from this and it goes suicide. And he's like, so this is how people go suicidal. I'm like, yeah, Dad. People go suicide not because they just want to kill themselves.
Yeah.
They do it because it's like gradual process.
Yeah.
He learned something there. Because I decided to also educate him. I didn't look at him like, what are you doing? I educate him. So even our parents, when they tell us things, so, they open up or having conversation with them, just drop it in there, educate them and stuff like that. And some of them, they're actually very, receptive. Not all the time, but they get there.
It's just important to understand that when your mental health is in decline and it's not great, it's okay. We've finally kind of got to a point where more people are coming online and they're speaking about their mental health. They're saying, I don't actually feel good. I have anxiety, I feel depressed, whatever that may be. More people are being able to share that. And as long as we keep understanding that that's not a bad thing. Yeah. You're normal. You're not a crazy. There's no devil in you. You're good. Then more people will talk about it. But, it's hard to unlearn old habits in terms of our parents. But like you said, if you keep dropping it in here and there, small, then we'll get there. But ultimately, it's down to us when we have children. Yeah. It's up to us to change the narrative around it. And it's not taboo. It's something that we should all be okay to speak about. Yeah. As within the Black community. We're getting there. And I want us to also get into creating shows and series and things that will also educate our generations and other generations come after, and even our parents as well and stuff. But yeah. I hope you guys learn something from there. I have people who are older who actually listen to the podcast, so that's why I try to always drop it in there. I talk about it. People that come, I talk about it as well, because I want them to understand it's normal. It's normal. Everybody has it. It's not one person. The more they hear it, the more they feel like they understand that it's normal. It happens. They're like, oh, okay. Oh, it's a normal thing. It's just that they didn't know it growing up. Yeah. But you personally and professionally, with your influencer journey and everything, how do you take care of yourself? Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, everywhere? So like I was saying, I block people. Listen, when people are talking nonsense to me, when you're saying things to me it's not making sense, I don't like it, you will get blocked. I won't give you a chance, and you'll never be unblocked. That's it. Friends, family, people online, anybody will get it. Anybody will get it. That's number one. Number two is I like to take social media breaks. Sometimes, I hope I can explain this well, but sometimes you can feel like your two lives are crossing over. Not to say that my life on social media is different, false, but that obviously I don't put everything online. That would be crazy. I feel like if I put everything online, my mental health would be it doesn't go crazy. You should still keep some things private. That's how you keep your sanity. So whenever I feel like my two lives are crossing over, then that's when I'm like, okay, I need to take a step back. Hopefully I will have batched created some content so I can take a step back. And I'll just go live my life. I try to, when I do meet up with friends, I try to ensure that I'm not on my phone, because normal people who aren't creatives, they'll take out that phone, they'll snap and they'll save to memories. That's it. That's done. When I take out my phone, it's going to be posted. It's content. This whole day is going to be a mini vlog. And I don't even get to enjoy the moment. So when I feel like, okay, I need to slow down, I need a break, those are some things that I would do.
I love that.
Yeah.
Especially, I think that would be good as well for creators and for people that are coming up. It's very easy to get sucked in.
Yeah.
Like for me, there's times I just drop off the internet.
Right.
I don't even say anything like bye. No, I'm off.
Right.
For the weekend, you won't see me. And when I come back, then I'll post.
Yeah.
I've done it for a whole week.
Wow, must be
I didn't
nice.
post anything for a whole week. I was off. I even deleted the whole app.
Is it?
Yes, I don't have notifications coming in or any
What?
tempting. I deleted the whole app. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, everything was gone. If you wanted me, the people that want me, they know I am. I message or WhatsApp. That's it.
Wow. See,
And I loved it.
yeah,
I loved it.
I've never gotten to a point where I could do that, because as much as those are some things that I do to help my mental health, sometimes you also have that pressure of, if I'm gone for too long, people forget me.
Yeah.
And I don't want people
That's
to
the
forget
FOMO.
me.
Fear of missing out.
Yeah. So
But you get there.
yeah,
It's
sure.
lovely. Be able to take a whole week off. There's one, even like having things maybe you're doing for the internet, like you're doing maybe a vlog or something, but still not posting it.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I went for like a little weekend retreat, like just like a staycation.
Yeah.
And I just dropped off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
But I was recording behind the scenes, like everything I was doing.
Nice.
But it wasn't like to post in a
Yeah,
moment.
it was
It was after like a week then I started posting it, because I was like, okay, I've enjoyed myself. Now I can actually put it out for the world. And that feels nice too, because sometimes when you record, you want to post it, you want people to be like in with
Straight
you.
away.
You want them to follow you on. You're like, no, I can, just enjoy here. Still record for my content, but just enjoy without posting straight away.
100%.
But yeah, that's good too.
Yeah.
But yeah, you need that.
You do.
So we're coming towards the end.
okay.
How did you
that
find
was
it?
good. I can't believe it's the end. I hope people learn something.
Oh,
from the
they were,
podcast.
This podcast is all about educating people, inspiring people, and
Yeah.
empowering people on their journey. So everything you've talked about, even people who are not influencers or content creators, they can definitely learn something from it.
Yeah.
I've learned something sitting here with you. So definitely, people are gonna watch this. They will definitely like be able to learn, even just one thing.
Yeah.
It's good. So now I want to give you the floor. Whatever you want people to know, plug them onto socials, the YouTube, everything.
Yeah.
And anything you follow, any advice you want to give to people that are listening, the floor is yours. And that's your camera right there.
Okay.
Have your moment and take your time.
Okay. So one thing that I want to tell people is that don't be afraid of trying. I feel like a lot of people, to get into this industry, they are afraid of appearing like you're trying. You want to go online and you want to feel like you've got it already. You want to feel like, you've got that beautiful apartment with nice white walls. You have your nice car. You're going to holidays in Dubai and whatnot. But, not every creator starts off like that. A lot of creators start off in Bexley Heath, in a room sharing with their sister on a bunk bed. That's how it starts off. And then you grow, you become consistent. You don't really care about what other people are saying. And that's how you make it. And that's how you enjoy it. So don't be afraid of trying something new. Don't be afraid of dipping into other niches if you feel like a certain niche isn't working out. I feel like I've dipped my hands into every single niche. I've done beauty. I've done skin. I've done lifestyle. I've done a lot of niches. And I feel like now I finally found a niche that works for me. Another thing that I would say is, of course, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, and even Pinterest. Sometimes I do post on Pinterest and I post links to content guides, outfit links, of course, motivational quotes and stuff like that. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've recently moved out, so if anybody is following me on TikTok, you know about that journey that I've embarked on. So definitely subscribe on YouTube if you want to keep up to date with that, and follow on TikTok. And
that was great. Everything. So that was really good advice. Yes. And all of the links to all her social medias, the YouTube and everything will be in the description box. So dibble and dab in all of them. And like I said, it took you a while. You've dibbled and dabbed into everything. Yeah. So she been doing it for 4 years, right? 5. So it's 5 now. 5. So it took us some time to get here. So when you're starting off, you feel like you don't know a niche. Gurus are telling you stick to one niche, and other gurus are telling you don't stick to one niche.
Just try it all. You'll find one that you
find
actually enjoy. Yeah.
So we're not coming to the end. We're at the end now. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
I loved it. Thank you for sharing your story.
Of course.
And being true to you and sharing your truth.
Mm-hmm.
That was absolutely amazing. And we'll be back with another episode very soon. And hopefully you come back. This will be your last one.
I would love to.
Loved it. That's good. Thank you very much, guys. Mwah.